It's Marla Holt. I am an author, mother, and entrepreneur, and I want to talk to you today about why I decided to self-publish. I never thought I would become an indie author. I 100% thought from day one that I was always going to go the traditional publishing route. So I always thought that I would finish my novel someday. I never had a goal before 2014 when I wrote The Other Lane, but I never had a goal, or I just always thought I would finish my novel someday. I would find an agent eventually, and the agent would find me a publishing company, and then, I'd have a published book out there. And I was actually querying The Other Lane. I even queried Ethan and Juliet a couple of times to a few different agents. I didn't do a lot. I literally would do like one agent a week, and so I maybe get rejected 10 times so far. I was very early stages when I decided to change tack. And what actually happened was I was sitting down at my desk right here one day to write a new query letter, and I had come up with this really brilliant way to try and sell The Other Lane to an agent and just improve my query letter. And I was sitting there writing it out, and I just had been very frustrated with my writing journey lately. I didn't want to wait to become an author any longer. I had all these finished novels. I had everything. I was doing the work, I was putting in the work, but it was still like it was a hobby because I didn't have the legitimacy from some agent or some publishing company saying, hey, let's publish your work. And I felt like I was waiting for someone outside to tell me that my work had value and that I, by extension, had value as an author. And so I'm sitting down to write this query letter, and I was just frustrated, and I came up with this awesome paragraph that described what The Other Lane was, because I've been having trouble making it accessible. I was having trouble figuring out how to sell it to a literary agent, and I just came up with this amazing way to describe it. I thought, why am I wasting my time trying to sell this story to an agent when I could be working on selling this directly to the reader? Because that's where I was. Because I was done waiting for somebody else to validate me as an author. I was ready to say, hey, reader, here's my work. I love it, and I really hope you love it too. And in that moment, I was just ready. I was ready to leave behind the traditional publishing route and say, hey, I'm an indie author, and I am really ready to tackle all of this myself. Before I had been afraid of tackling, marketing, and I'd been afraid that I wouldn't be able to do it, or that I would be creative enough or strong enough or just have enough energy to do it. And maybe earlier on in my life, at different points in my life, I didn't, but this is where I am now. I have the opportunity, I have the support, and I have the know-how. I've been slowly learning about this, and I hadn't even realized I'd been learning about how to be an indie author just by watching YouTube videos and through Facebook groups, and just through learning about how to market as an author in general. There is not a lot extra to learn about being an indie author that I hadn't already just somehow absorbed. And I found that out after I dived into it. So I was just ready. So that's how I decided to self-publish. I just was there in that moment, and I was just done with traditional publishing. I decided to stop querying. And decided to just move forward with what I was doing already, to promote myself and my work, and to approach it from a business perspective instead of a hobby perspective, which is a huge shift. And the second I made the choice to stop querying and publish The Other Lane myself, it was just like, yes, this has been the path I have been on for years, and I just didn't know it. All of those other small little businesses that I started, the yarn dyeing company, and doing those YouTube videos about knitting mittens, like that was all getting me ready for this. And so I feel like I am finally found my path, and I am just, I'm super pumped to be doing everything, and I'm so glad that you guys are on this journey along with me. And I can't wait for the other lane to come out. It's just a couple weeks away, and I don't even know what to do with myself. I am working on building a launch team. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'll have the link to the application down below. And then we also are going to be, I'll have a Facebook group set up along with that, so you can talk and get to know me a little bit better, and I get to know you a little bit better, because that's what I'd love. And then I also just am super excited to bring you guys the other lane. It is my heart and my soul, and I really can't wait to tell you guys more about it. So if I would like to know where you are on your publishing journey, if you're going the traditional route, which I think is totally valid still, even if I decided it wasn't for me, or why you decided to be an indie author yourself. So leave me comments down below talking about your writing journey, and maybe we can compare notes a little bit. I'd love to hear any tips or tricks you guys have learned, since I am just getting ready to launch my first book. Or if you want to know more about what I've been working on, let me know, and I'll post a little bit about that as well. So in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, check out When Abe Met Lane. It is free when you sign up for my mailing list. That link is also down below. See you next time.